the easiest way to do this in simple cases is to just match up exponentials. So take a look at part A. We've got 2 to the x on the left, and if we can write this 16 as 2 to the power of something, we're going to find the exponential straight away. Of course, 16 is 2 to the power of 4, so therefore we can drop the bases and just say that x is 4. Exactly the same thing on the right hand side, just a little more complicated. We'll keep that 3 to the power of x plus 2 on the left, and we can write the right hand side as 3 to the power of minus 3. So that's going to mean that those exponentials are the same. So x plus 2 is equal to minus 3. So now we can just minus 2 from both sides. X is going to be negative 5. Going a little bit further again, this time we've got a 4 and an 8 on the left, look, for part A, so we can write those both as a power of 2. So we've got 2 to the 2 to the power of x, or 2 to the 2x, equals 2 cubed. So 2x is going to be 3. X is going to be 3 over 2. On the right, again, we can write both of these with a base of 3. So we're going to have 9. Well, that's 3 squared to the x minus 2. And a third is 3 to the power of minus 1. So expanding the bracket on the top, because we're multiplying exponents together, we're going to have 3 to the 2x minus 4 is equal to 3 to the minus 1. Now drop the bases. So we've got 2x minus 4 equals minus 1, and then just solve the equation. We'll add 4 to both sides. 2x is equal to 3, divide by 2. X is again 3 over 2. So that's our simple way of doing this. We can go a bit further with some of these more advanced questions. Take a look at this one. From the previous video, hopefully you've spotted already that this is going to be a quadratic. So let's turn it into that quadratic. The 4 to the power of the x, let's write that as 2 to the x squared plus 2 to the power of x minus 20 equals 0. And think of that 2 to the power of x as a variable in itself. What two numbers multiply to make minus 20 and add to make 1? Well, that is going to be 5 and minus 4. So we've got 2x plus 5 and 2 to the power of x minus 4 equals 0. Now we've written it like that, we can just go and solve by equating those brackets to 0. So either 2 to the x plus 5 is equal to 0, or 2 to the x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now, the one on the left there, that isn't going to work for us. We've got 2 to the power of x, therefore, is equal to minus 5. Well, you can't get a negative. There's no real number that is going to give us a negative outcome there. So instantly we can forget about that. That isn't going to derive any kind of usefulness there at all. On the right hand side though, that isn't the case. 2 to the power of x is positive 4. So of course, x is going to be 2. There's our answer. Okay, now final thing to just very quickly have a look at, something a bit more challenging, right? What about something like this? Why not pause the video and have a go, see if you can do it. To start with, let's try and just simplify all this a little bit. Let's start working on them. I reckon that left-hand side, they're both powers of 2, that 4 and that 8. And the right-hand side, they're both powers of 3. So that's my clue as to where to go first with a question like this. So we could write the 4 to the x as 2 to the power of 2x, and the right-hand side as 2 to the power of 3y, because 8 is 2 cubed. So instantly I can now kind of drop the bases like I've been doing before and say, well, 2x is equal to 3y. Let's just put a pin in that for now and come back to that in just a moment. On the right-hand side, well, 9 to the power of y, 9 is 3 squared, so we could write that as 3 to the power of 2y. And then 243 is 3 to the 5 over 3 to the x there. So I could say that 3 to the 2y is equal to 3 to the 5 minus x. And again, dropping the bases is going to give me that 2y is equal to 5 minus x. And again, that's quite useful. So we've now got two equations in y and x. We can try and attempt to solve them simultaneously. Not sure what the best way of doing this is. I think I will try and equate them both to y, and then they can be equated to each other. So the left-hand side, I could say that y is going to be 2x over 3. And on the right-hand side, I can say y is 5 minus x divided by 2. So that's going to imply that 2x over 3 is equal to 5 minus x over 2. From here, let's just go through the motions and solve this equation. I'll times by 2 and then times by 3 at the same time. So I'll have 4x on the left is equal to 15 minus 3x on the right. If I add 3x to both sides, I'm going to have 7x is equal to 15. So x will be 15 over 7. Finding y, well, we can just take the 15 over 7 and substitute it into either one of our two equations for y. Let's put it in on the left-hand side. So if we know that y is 2x over 3, then y is going to be 2/3 multiplied by 15 over 7. If we work that out, we're going to end up with 30 on the top, 21 on the bottom. And then if we divide both of those by 3, we're going to have 10 over 7 for y. Look, there we go. So x is 15 over 7, y is 10 over 7.